fundraising for. So they started to tell me about their trip and what their plans were with building the school and whatnot. And when they started to tell me their story, I was like, wow, here I am fundraising for privileged children to go to Disney World, and you're fundraising for some of the poorest people in the world to give them things that we take for granted every day. Clean drinking water and education, things like that. At that point, I just looked right into both of their eyes and said, what can I do to help? I can't sit back and just watch this. I want to get involved and whatnot. So we looked at different ways. When I came back to the studio, I was all excited, like totally excited about it. And I had some pictures and I showed people. And the kids, I couldn't believe how excited they were to get involved in this. I was so touched at how the kids wanted to help kids on the other side of the world. So we kind of brainstormed a little bit with the kids, and they decided that they wanted to make the friendship bracelets that you saw in the slide. And so we had approximately 200 kids in the studio. There's 200 kids in the village. Matches up. So we went to town making friendship bracelets, and parents helped out, grandparents helped out. Some of the younger ones were really not able to make them. So, we would go into the lobby at the studio, and there would be all the parents making these friendship bracelets. The kids also wrote letters to the kids in the village, and they were translated. Mike and Steve brought them over, and they were translated to the kids. So it was a real personal touch for the kids in the village to know that there's kids across the world thinking about them. I don't know about you guys, but for me, Mike and Steve have inspired me to do many different things and to try to make a difference, not only in our community, but globally. And that inspiration is something that you can't buy. And I am really very fortunate and very appreciative for Mike and Steve for inspiring me in that way. So thank you guys for that. Now moving forward, I don't really do anything without a whole lot of excitement. Anybody who knows me knows I enter into everything with like total enthusiasm. And I am entering into this project with absolute enthusiasm as well. Again, I'm very thankful that they're taking me on this journey with them. And what I'm going to be doing there is what I know best, and that's dance. So I am going to go into the villages and teach the children dance. And in turn, the children are learning their cultural dances, and they're going to teach them to me. And I'm going to come back to the studio, and I'm going to teach them to my students. So it goes full circle. And again, it's kids helping kids, local kids helping global kids. And I think that's pretty special, and I think that that's something important for me as an educator, as a dance educator, to educate the students, not just in dance, but in life as well. So I thank them for that, and I'm excited, and I'm going to be slave labor for them too, but I'm not killing anybody. Sorry. But without any further ado, I would like to introduce somebody else who is coming with us. Did anybody see the Go magazine picture and article? Yep. Very well written, gorgeous picture on the front. How handsome are these two boys? But we have a very talented person coming, and I'm sure you all know him. And if you don't, you're going to get to meet him right now. The very talented Mr. Ted Amston.
I never get a chance to stand on the stage, so pardon me if I take my time. Steve and Mike are strangely enough men of action. They're an unlikely duo, and I have much fun with them because I like to kid them a lot. Being a journalist, you get to interview a lot of people, especially political people and corporate people, and there's a lot of people that talk about what they're going to do and theorize about what they're going to do, and generally, fill the space between you and them with lots of words. But with Mike and Steve, not a lot of words, but there's a lot of action. Doing the article for the magazine, it was difficult to pin them down to exactly why they're motivated to do what they're doing. I came close to him saying when I said that these guys fundraise, they like to do that. It dawned on me tonight that I will see the reason why they're doing it when I get to the villages, and because they're not terribly expressive, these two guys. They're expressive in terms of, they're polite and all that, but they're no journalists, and I'm sure that's part of the reason they're dragging me along with them to, because I can be cantankerous as some, as you know, and difficult to deal with, but I'm certainly looking forward to this. But I'm going to see in the villages what motivates these two men, because Steve's got a big goal of continuing this aid for a number of years, and I'm in on the ground floor with this on this big story that they're developing, and for me personally, the reward is going to see these two men maturing into their goal and into their cause. I get a real value as a human seeing somebody progress in their own personal development, so I'm looking forward to that. I lived in Mexico for 5 years. We had a small cottage industry there in which we employed the local people who lived in circumstances similar to this, maybe not quite as financially depressed, but similar. So I don't feel that I'm walking into a whole different world. So the challenges for me as a photographer will be somewhat understood before I go into it. For myself, though, I'm going to be videoing. Oh, there's a new word. I'm going to be taking video, right? And I've never done that before. So my learning curve before I go to Laos in December is I'm still on that curve right now. And so, because I want to do a good job on that, and I'm working towards that end. I won't be dancing or singing, but I will certainly be recording it, and so I'm looking forward to doing that. And I think that's about all I'm going to say. I'm going to call Jen back now. So thank you very much for your attention. There you are.
Sorry. I'm going to teach you guys how to speak a little bit of Lao. But you have to forgive me because I'm new at it. And to be honest, I have a hard enough time speaking English on the best of days. So here's my attempt to teach you this. Where is the bathroom? And you guys are going to try this with me, okay? Okay, thank you. That's Hang Nam Yusai. Hang Nam Yusai. And that's where's the washroom. How much is this? Takadorda. Good luck is Sokti. Sokti. Very good. You guys are doing much better than I did. How are you? Sabador. Sabador. And Kop Chai Lai Lai. Kop Chai Lai Lai is thank you very much. And I want to say Kop Chai Lai Lai too. Kop Chai Lai Lai. My
Now I wanted, just before I get into the second part of the, actually we're about 2/3 of the way through, so there's not a lot of slides left, but I did want to talk a little bit about some of the donations that we've been getting for this. And, it's been so moving, especially in this community of Port Hope. Just the sheer numbers. We have one goal of 202 water filters. Do you know I have only 11 left to find sponsors for? I just couldn't believe it. That's just been amazing. One of the other things is, just in the last 2 days, I had $600 worth of donations yesterday. I had another $400 worth of donations today. And Barb was one of the ones that, Barb actually didn't feel she was going to be able to make it this evening, and so she made sure she sent me an email to say that there was a check coming our way, and I want to thank you very much for that, Barb. That's terrific. So I wanted to tell you a little bit also, because this isn't really just about us. I mean, there's an good things out in internationally. And most of you probably know Stephen Truelove, the principal of the Port Hope High School. Well, I just wanted to show you a few slides of some of the things that they've been doing over in Tanzania. And that's, he's with, the East Northumberland Secondary School from Brighton. And so this is one of the signs they put up with them. And you can see the different organizations that have assisted in this. This is one of the schools that they built, and it's just absolutely amazing. Does everybody know, this is Stephen here, so that's pretty cool. And this was an all-girls school, so that's pretty cool. Look at the sign. It just kind of moves your heart, doesn't it? Wonderful. And so, Stephen, I understand that Stephen says he's the old guy. I actually have never met him. We've just been, he's been away so much, and then he just came back, and I said, well, which one are you in the picture? And he says he's the old guy. So which one do you think it is? The one on the left at the top, or the one on the right at the top?
The left.
It is the left. Okay, that's what I thought, but I wasn't sure. Yeah. So there's a sign mounted on the wall for them. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, look at the kids celebrating. Okay, so anyway, we'll get into this part is very short, and then I'm going to get into some of the projects as far as what we've been doing and where we've actually been sponsoring and what our next projects are. We, just before we got back to Hatchan, or went to Hatchan Village, we did go back to Boing Noi. We wanted a little bit of Western food. It's really hard to get stuff over there. And especially when you don't know what you're eating, but it's been quite amazing. So anyway, these are just a few images of Hatchan Village. And these were, everywhere we went in this village, there was these butterflies. And they're just mounds of them. And you walk near them and you get a whole, absolutely beautiful. It was pretty cool. These water buffalo were being towed by boat to swim across the river on the other side. These are huge monsters. And one thing about water buffalo, they only respect their first owner. That's it. No one else matters to them. And they will give you a hard time, that's for sure. And very temperamental. So you don't have to worry about, they don't have to worry about theft of their water buffalo. Some more, this guitar was actually given to a fellow we met over there. And he'd been given it to by a German fellow to learn, not this fellow that's holding it now, but an older fellow. And so he focused on it for 2 years. He's a beautiful singer, and he's terrific with the guitar. I couldn't believe it. So that was donated. These are some of the, this village, as you can see, is much more compact. When we go to build hygienic toilets, I don't know where we're going to put the septic fields.
Talk about hygiene toilet, a few days ago just came across my mind that what really gave me the most comfort while I was there is that roll of Canadian toilet paper. And I was not sharing.
Yeah, we didn't share. We didn't share our toilet paper.
Precious thing to have.
Well, they use this. They use these sticks. And Mike was cleaning his boots from the mud with these sticks, and these little sticks were everywhere. They're about that long. So that's it. And then we found out what they were used for.
Okay.
Oh God. Yeah. So anyway. Yeah, these ducks and pigs and things run around everywhere. It was actually fun to see it. Yeah.
But they don't eat that.
No, they won't eat them. Yeah, they've got to sell them.
They sell them. They don't eat the eggs either.
Yeah,
It's too expensive for them to.
This was at night, and we took them some garden lights that I picked up at Canadian Tire, and it was like magic for them. Absolutely amazing. And so you can see they're all on, and they're just amazed. They were watching the pictures we took of them, and also some pictures we had taken from home. Because I think all of you know that when you travel abroad, they want to see pictures from your homeland. And so this is what we did, and we took their pictures, and they were so thrilled.
You realize the wall, they are blocks because